6 o'clock, having arrived, I'd like to call the October 1st meeting of the Public Works Properties and Sustainability Committee to order. We have a quorum. The agenda was properly posted. And item number 3, public appearances, public opportunity to speak. And I don't see anybody in the room, but if there's anybody on the line, now is your chance. Hearing nothing, move to number 4, discussion of the minutes from the previous Public Works Properties and Sustainability meeting of September 10th, 2024. Anybody have anything they want to say? Otherwise, we can move to consider.
I was going to say move to approve minutes from last month.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor of approval of the minutes from the last meeting?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Motion passes. New business, discussion of the 2025 e-cycle dates, duration, and location.
So included in your packet today that was sent out is a discussion regarding e-cycle dates for 2025 with moving forward with Pelletary. That contract is moving forward with Village Board. They do things slightly different than Waste Management and other service providers in terms of e-cycle dates. It's now very common that any e-cycle waste is not picked up at everybody's individual properties, but at one drop-off location. Pelletary has recommended to start with 2 dumpsters in 2025 and to see how much e-waste we get as a village during the collection time, and then we can always amend how many dumpsters from there. With that, they also recommend having a central location for those dumpsters that is easy for residents to get to. With the 2024 streets project and parking lot project and the new asphalt here at Village Hall, MSB, and at the Bonnie Road Shop, we don't necessarily want to put these heavy dumpsters on our brand new asphalt parking lots. However, as part of those projects, we did create a concrete pad at the back of our MSB building where our everyday dumpsters are going to be located that will work for these dumpsters. And so it's recommended to have the dumpsters located there for drop-off. We would sign it to allow for residents to know that it's in the back. It would allow for ease of drop-off and then kind of circling around to be able to leave that back parking lot. The last thing to consider is when we would like to do the e-waste pickup. It's recommended to have about 2 days. However, as soon as the dumpsters are full, that's when the e-waste collection will stop. To kind of align with the sustainability side, we have suggested to align it with Earth Day, which is in April of 2025. That allows time after the snow has fallen to kind of be in the spring and kind of before all construction starts for the summer. Any questions on that?
Are these dumpsters, they're more than just 2 days, or is it just for the pickup time?
It would just be for the pickup time, but they could drop off at any point in time during the day. It's going to be unmanned. So with the thought being at MSB, you have the police station there as well. We have staff from 6 a.m. until I'm usually around until 5 p.m. So you have a good portion of the day, and then with the police department there.
Yes, I know there's a safety risk, but is it possible to have like it there longer? I guess. I mean, the contract is that 2 dumpsters worth of e-waste.
Correct.
Can we make it more than just 2 days, or is that just too much of a safety concern?
We could, but it would be a safety concern, and it's also to start out to see how long it takes to fill those 2 dumpsters on that aspect.
So if we only fill 1 dumpster in those 2 days, then do we get to do they stay there, or is it have to be a dedicated collection days?
That would then be additional with our contract, from my understanding.
So whether we fill the 2 dumpsters or not, we just have those 2 days.
Correct.
2 days or until they're full.
Or until they're full, yeah. They don't recommend necessarily having it for the entire week, just because of the safety concern for that. They recommended actually only having it 1 day, but with 1 day, you just don't have that necessarily being able to do it the 1 day.
It seemed like last year, or this year, I guess, it was the same time as the township. They had their e-waste.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to line it up again this year?
From my understanding, the township is still contracting with Waste Management. I do not know if they are moving their waste contract as well to Pelletieri.
Well, I guess my thought being if it's the same time period, it'll
Mhm.
prevent town people from dropping in ours and vice versa.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I can definitely look into that and see when theirs is scheduled. I'm not sure that off the top of my head.
And then I didn't realize we're switching vendors.
Mhm.
Is this part of the whole package, was the support of the e-waste
Correct.
disposal? Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Any other discussion? Otherwise, we can move to 6B. Anyone want to make a motion?
I'll go ahead and move to approve the plan to have the e-waste containers set up at the municipal building for the period of May 21 through May 23.
Can we just change it to April?
I'm sorry, correction, April, I'm sorry.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
One more quick question. Is there language that we can adopt or change this schedule or the number of dumpsters every year? Or how does that work on an annual basis?
From my understanding, yes, we can work with Pelletieri on that. It's part of the contract, but we pay a certain price per whatever the electronic waste is.
So whether we wanted to add a second collection date in the fall or more dumpsters, we have ability to do that.
From my understanding, yes, but I can confirm that for you.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Otherwise, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Motion passes. All right, moving on to 6C, discuss changing the monthly meeting to the second Wednesday of the month at 5:30 PM.
So after we met in September, we took the recommendation where we were discussing having Public Works and Utilities all on the same day to Utility Commission. With their schedules and also with the fact that Plan Commission is on Wednesdays at 6:30 on the second Wednesday of the month, it was recommended to have all three, both utility meeting at 5, Public Works at 5:30, and Plan Commission at 6:30, to have all three meetings in one day for staff. Lisa does minutes for every single one of them, and it kind of allows condensed of any vendors that come. So any developer that's coming can come to all three meetings, as well as if Strand is needed or any other vendor, they're all coming for the one day.
Unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to make it November through March. I'm in a curling league, and that's the day we curl, unfortunately. So,
Okay.
yeah. If we could get a quorum without me, that'd be fine.
I'm not in curling, but I'll be gone the first week in November, but otherwise I can make that work moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else? Does that work for you, Nick? Work for you, Jen? Okay. Move to 6D. Anybody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to adjust the meeting schedule for the agenda.
Motion, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
I
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Motion passes. All right, engineers report.
As included in your packet, we are moving forward with the Shady Grove subdivision. Surface is planned for being included in the 2024 streets project. Well, I'll talk more about shortly. West Lawn Estates is moving forward with all of their utilities, and they are planning on paving binder yet this year. Corey Ridge Phase D, their drawings have been submitted and have been approved. We have not heard on anticipated construction. It was always from my understanding, it was anticipated to be in October, but there's surety that they're awaiting. So once we have that, they will be starting. Amazon has moved forward and they are moving ground. They are still working through any traffic impact analysis for all of their intersections off the county highways. The 2024 streets and parking lot rehab project is slated to be complete here sooner rather than later. The parking lots both have to be paved and concrete needs to be poured, and the bus road work needs to be completed. It is my understanding for the contractor, as I've discussed with them, that we are not seeing We have not seen much work over the last couple weeks, and they need to make moves that they are acknowledging of that. Strand will also be working on the 2025 Public Works projects, which include the bike path as discussed along County Highway BB, as well as the Weld Bridge intersection on N with Taylor.
Okay, director's report? Anything?
Question, just I guess in my time here and previously in Utility Commission, we would always get a chance to review the plats, and maybe we have, but I don't remember seeing Phase D of Quarry Ridge, or West Lawn 5th Edition. Maybe we did, but, I guess just if we did or if we didn't, moving forward, I'd like to make sure we get a chance to at least take a look at those before they get to a final.
I think in this instance, you, maybe Larry, were the only ones that actually did, because it was the original plat
Was it
from
Paulson's?
Paulson's, thank you.
Okay.
And Nate Snyder just took it over, and so
Yeah.
he didn't change anything.
Good, perfect. No, just a thought as we get to these, because there'll be more, I'm sure, in the next coming years.
One question, I think this is a yes, but the last sentence on here, after the traffic impact analysis, they're gonna look at the public roadway improvements for TT and N. I'm guessing we had conversations, I think, 2 months ago about the connection of the paved path to the county park. Just wanna make sure, again, that maybe those would be in the discussions as part of the TIA.
Yes, so we are moving forward with design in 2025 for the water main and the loop for that path to the that county park on the other side. Yep,
Okay.
so that is in the capital improvements plan for next year.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any other discussion on the engineer's report? Otherwise, we'll move to the director's report.
Alliant Energy has finished their streetlights on County Highway N on the north side of town. We are moving the banners, and then Nichols will be removing those poles for us. So those are all going to be operated by Alliant moving forward. Our public works staff has done a great job with concrete sidewalk replacements this year. Instead of contracting out any of the actual panel removals, we've done that and replaced it ourselves. As of last week, we have almost 100 panels that have been completed by staff ourselves. In the report, you will see the cost analysis through 9/20, as I didn't have the last cost for the concrete that they poured last week. One thing to note is we are now also being able to pour concrete curb as well for small replacements. We had a fire hydrant valve that needed to be replaced this past week that Hamburg did, and we were able to pour the 10-foot section of concrete curb ourselves instead of having to contract that out. In the past, over the last 3 years, you can see from 2021 to 2023, we spent just shy of $60,000 contracting it out, and just this year alone, we've only used $6,000 for over double the amount that had been contracted out with staff. Lastly, I will be submitting the Whistler report that is due here in October for all of our streets that had been rehabbed. And we also had a meeting with the city of Madison regarding our traffic lights about 2 weeks ago. They maintain and operate all of our traffic lights throughout the village. And so to get a better understanding of their maintenance and kind of timings, we've been working with them. So I have a better understanding of how they operate.
For the concrete, how does that work? Who do we acquire it from? Do we get it from just Yahara or?
Sun Prairie Concrete.
Okay, are we under any commitment to like bid that out, or is that below the threshold that we have to, okay.
It's below the threshold. Yep.
Any other discussion? All right, date for next meeting, second Wednesday would be November 13th. Does that work for everyone except you?
November 13th, you said?
Yep.
Well, I can make that.
Okay, at 5:30. JJ will not be at our next meeting because if you don't know, he has accepted a new job with the city of Cudahy. So congratulations to him. Sad to see you go. And number 10, any future agenda items? Otherwise, we will move to item 11.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion and a second, non-debatable. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstained? We're adjourned.
When did you start here, JJ? You gotta be on 10.
Almost in March of 2015.
Oh, I thought you were getting close to 10 years.
Come a long way.
Oh, God, you've made a huge difference. I hate this. I figured at some point there'd be a day where he'd move on to greener pastures, but was hoping it would be a while.